It's wonderful to be here. The only bad thing about living in California is my family lives in California. That's a bummer. They're really religious, you know, and I'm not. My brother actually is the most religious. He's 18 and he used to be a surfer, but now he's a born-again Christian. And he's constantly trying to convert me. It's so weird. He comes up to me and he says, Margaret, have you accepted Jesus Christ as your personal savior? Hey, where you going? Bitch. I taught Sunday school for 2 years and I got fired. I abused my authority. I used to teach a class like this. Okay, if one more person talks, everybody is going to hell. I used to keep a list on the board of who was gonna burn. I don't go to church anymore, and my grandmother follows me around. Margaret, how come you don't go to church? You have many friends at church. Bingo. When you grow up in a religious family, you have to accept certain things about your life. Like whenever we went to a restaurant, we would have to pray in the restaurant. It was so embarrassing. It was only good when my grandfather was there because he's a minister and he prays in Korean and he gets really intense about it. 우리 하늘에서 계신 아버지 이름이 거룩하게 하옵시며. And we're like at Denny's. I understand why my family's so religious, though, and I know it's because they lived in Korea in the 50s. They lived through wars, lived really hard lives, and it's affected them, which is why we got kicked out of the Sizzler. We were banished from buffet court. My mother couldn't finish her salad, so she takes her plate back to the salad bar and starts dumping it back into the container. Oh, I don't like to waste it. They have our photo on file. I feel sorry for my mother because I wasn't the easiest child to raise. I had a lot of problems. I had a lot of identity problems. For a really long time, I thought that I was Jewish. I actually made all my friends call me Naomi. I was like the Orienta. I used to get mad at my mom about this every day. I'd say, Mom, how can she name me Margaret? Margaret is such a Gentile name. And she'd say, well, how am I supposed to know you're going to be Jewish? You're really crazy. I think you lost your marble. When I was growing up, we had a station wagon that had a seat that flipped up and looked out the back window. You know, the carbon monoxide seat. And my brother and I would sit there for hours and just go. My mom was totally clueless. Mom means we're number one. Oh, okay. So I think this is the best job I've ever had. I've had really weird jobs in the past. Like one of the jobs that I had was I worked at an S&M store. I had to quit though, because everybody was so bossy. But I liked it. Yeah. It was a good job, but when I first got it, I was like really embarrassed by the merchandise. I could not sell it to save my life. Every day was the same thing. Oh, that? That's a butt plug. I think you put it up your butt. Oh my God, yeah, we have a large. I went to a party once where they do the actual S-ing and the M-ing. It was really weird. It was at somebody's house, in somebody's garage. So there was like slings and crosses and whips and all that stuff set up, but there was like a car in there. Old games, life, sorry, Candyland. I'm walking through the party and men are coming up to me and they're going, "Mistress, will you beat me? Mistress, will you beat me?" And I'm trying to be cool. I'm like, you know what? I'm watching my friend's purse. I can't right now. I can't. So it's great to be at home, I think. I go on the road a lot, and I like traveling, but since I grew up in California, I get really nervous when I go to places where there aren't a lot of Asians, like Alabama. I was in Mobile, Alabama. I was walking down the street, and this man actually calls me a chink. I mean, he actually called me a chink. I was so mad. I just looked at him, I said, "Chink? I'm sorry. Chinks are Chinese, I'm Korean, I'm a gook, all right?" I mean, if you're gonna be racist, at least learn the terminology. Get like a redneck to English dictionary. Okay, Bubba? I think racism is the biggest disadvantage to being Asian in America. And I'm not just talking about the full-blown KKK racism that's out there. I'm talking about the little racist assumptions that people make about Asians. Like one thing I'd like to clear up right now. Excuse me, but I drive very well. Thank you. And you know what? I don't even have a camera, all right? But if I were to pick, I think the biggest advantage to being Asian in America is that if you're at an airport or a bar or something and somebody comes up and talks to you and you don't want to talk to them, you can just pretend you don't speak English. Oh no, I don't know. Thank you very much. That's it for me.